Yeah, it's gonna happen a lot. Oh, jeez. Ooh, sorry, guys. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am Katrina, host and creative and Cat We Trust, and we are back with another NXT recap. I am here with my host on this side today. My host, my sunshine, my twin, Shayna. Shay, how are you today?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. How are you doing?
I'm pretty well myself. Just tired. Just tired. Honestly, just very tired. But otherwise, okay. I'm okay. Just tired. But yes, everybody's favorite duo, us, are back for another. Hey, Ron. Are you here for another NXT recap? But before we get into the nitty gritty that was today, leading us almost into deadline, which will be I think 2 weeks, I
I
believe.
think it's not this next week coming. It's the week after, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into all of that, let's talk about some returns we got over this past weekend. One being my guy, because that's my guy, Randy Orton, who I have missed dearly. Okay. Now I've said people when I was a kid, he's pissed me off. He did. He did. As an adult though, I truly appreciate his brand of heeldom. He did what needed to be done. And so he came back, and a girl who was there, uh, he was happy. I was really happy. It was like told the guy I was sitting next to, who I will get to in a second because his reaction to CM Punk was great. I was like, my guy right here. I'm like, he's coming out, doing just ready for him to get to, I see, definitely negative, like negativity. Um, So I was happy to see Randy. I truly was. Him doing RKO, him just getting hyped. I was like, yes, Les Randall. He had his full name there. Thank you, Randall, for coming back because you was missed. But then eventually, so the guy I was saying next to, his name was Ben. So if you're watching Ben, hey, his name was Ben. And he's pretty new. I think a year into content, wrestling content. Um, so CM Punk's music hit, and I was like, ooh, I knew it. I knew it. And he started crying. And it was really like he literally or who he called. He called somebody. I don't know how good the service was because service kind of sucked, to be fair. But then I was like, dude, you're good because he was saying to me earlier in the show that he thought he's gonna come back either on um Monday or they was gonna tease it at the end of the show. And so technically they did tease it a little bit because he didn't say really much. Thank you. Um, So he turned, he was crying. I was like, oh, I couldn't bring it in, dude, bring it in, because I understood. I did. That was me when the Hardys returned, and I wasn't there in person, but to watch them come back for WrestleMania, I was bawling. So I mean, I can't even, I can't even say anything. But I'm definitely interested to see what they're gonna do with him going forward. I did appreciate him saying he's there for money because, like, I feel like everyone is. You gotta do jobs. I mean, I guess. But everybody is there for the moolah, for the cash, for the coins. But I'm definitely excited to see what they do with him. Looks like we might begin him in a Seth feud. I am hoping, as some of the people in the section were saying, we get some AJ Lee because we definitely was cheering AJ Lee at some point during the Survivor Series, and I'm like, can we get this happening? Let's bring this back. I'm a girly right there. But what were your thoughts on, CM Punk's return?
I was happy. Listen, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. I don't care. Like, if you don't like him, that's your business. Respect. Peace and love to you. That's not over here. I was happy. I was very happy to see him. And I love Ness. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy. Like,
not you. The whole. I love that.
I love mess. I'm sorry. I literally watch reality TV. Like, I love mess. So, like, I watch South Central Baddies. It's gonna take a lot to make me make me stop being a fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I definitely with you on that one. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm like a huge fan because that would be a lie, but I never had really much of an issue with him, too much to an extent. So, just happy to see what he's going to do. Um, but yes, Survivor Series definitely gave me the nice big pay per view type feel, and it's been a little minute since I felt that watching the pay per view to that level. It's definitely Chicago audience was on it the whole night, really on it. And there was some funny stuff happening at the end, like people were waiting for some of the wrestlers, and there was a random dog in the car, and it was like cheering the dog. The dog's just sitting there with tongue out, wagging and stuff. And they was cheering the dog. So I thought it was funny because I'm like, you wrestling fans are ridiculous. Like, why, why are you cheering? Why are we cheering security guards and dogs? Like, they were cheering them, and so like, whatever. But otherwise, super fantastic weekend. But now we get back to our brand NXT, leading up again. Goatee all the time.
Yes.
Goatee and turtlenecks. You know what it is.
Yep.
We're getting back to NXT. So the first match on NXT was for the NXT Tag Team Championships with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo versus the Family. And so, we knew that this was gonna happen last week, that they were gonna be the ones to kind of fight the Family. And while my children may have an issue with Humberto and Angel Garza for no reason, may I add. And she better after those shenanigans with Lil Device. She better. Um, but so before the match really got started, Angel and Humberto definitely did take a bit of a uh, cheap shot before the match started, and then kind of teased grabbing the table. But the Family was able to kind of fight them off during all of that. And so this match was pretty good, not too bad. This was a nice, fun opener, I thought, for this. And I do think personally, and this is me just a personal thing because I thought it was a really good open. I thought it was really fun that they should have waited till deadline to do this. Personally, I think it's just something because you know you're trying to rebuild this tag division because I feel like the tag division is kind of in shambles in NXT right now. And so you're trying to rebuild the tag division. You had Chase U um, lose pretty quickly to the Family again. And so I feel like, hey, Corey. And so, yeah, I thought this should have maybe waited, but I still think this is a really fun match. And, you know, while I do think it was too soon for the Family to lose the gold because they just got it back, I still don't, I don't know. Maybe this would mean that, you know, they'll maybe bring Angel and Humberto back up to the main roster. There was a moment where Humberto did like a power bomb to Tony D'Angelo off the second rope, and then there was a double team superplex from Angel, which I thought was again really solid. With that being said, um, Angel Garza was caught by Shannon Stacks Lorenzo with a low blow, which I was kind of about because you guys supposed to be faces, and so I don't know how I felt about that. And then he would hit the bada bing bada boom with Tony D'Angelo on Angel Garza, and then he would then throw him onto Humberto outside of the ring, and then they would pretty much win the match. And so the Family would retain their NXT Team Championships. Again, I thought it was a really fun way to open up, NXT, but I do think this maybe should have waited for deadline. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Corey, is this confirmed? I'd be totally down for that because I mean they're clearly not doing anything productive with Angel and Humberto in NXT. I would have loved to see them win personally. And I do agree, like it's too soon to take them off of the family because they just got them back. But honestly, every time they have the titles, it's a little bit quiet. It's a little bit quiet. I don't want to, but we'll see who their next opponents are. So we'll see where it goes because it's a little quiet right now. And I think Angel and Humberto winning would have been a nice little shakeup. And honestly, I think that they've been putting on really, really great matches. Like I feel like every match they have, I hear like a "This is awesome" chant every time because they have been doing their things. I would have loved to see them win, but if the next step for them is LWO or Legato, I'm all for it. I just want to see them win because I really do like them. I think they're so talented. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I've been a Angel Garza fan since quarantine. So, when he was taking his pants off until the tighties, and I was like, oh yes, Angel. Oh yes. I was with it. So yeah, Angel Garza is my guy. Humberto is cool. I wouldn't mind just to Corey's comment about them being with Santos. And I was a Santos fan for a minute when he was in NXT. I was a little bit sad when he looked at it. I was like, oh, I can't see my NXT every week. And yeah, sure, I can watch like Raw and SmackDown, and that's fine. But also, I look forward to seeing him on NXT. And so I wouldn't mind it, honestly. Seeing him and Angel is too many people for me. I was like, oh my god, I can't deal. I don't know why.
Really? Because they've been getting thrown down for weeks.
But yeah, that was a pretty solid. Sorry guys, New York. That otherwise it was a pretty nice open. I enjoyed the open, but we'll see what goes forward with them as far as if they go back to the main roster, the Santos, or what's happening with like everything else. When going forward, this comment about them being in the mud. I mean, and so this now leads us to our second match, which was an Iron Survivor qualifier match between Kalani Jordan and Kiana James. And so somebody did make a comment about, who, as far as would you see Kalani winning this, I think she should. And so Jerry Lawler will be there to announce the final four competitors in the Iron Survivor qualifier. And then they would also show Nikita Lyons in the crowd, which I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess I don't know why we needed to see her in the crowd. Personally, the people like her, and I understand all that hoopla. But did we really need to see her training, like, because she trained the video and training on Instagram? Like, if you're gonna get hurt again 2 seconds later, why do I feel towards to care? But with that being said, this was decent. It was decent. It wasn't bad. I thought the match was pretty solid. I thought that uh for me, I've said that we've definitely seen Kiana. I've said this previously about maybe a year ago, but I felt like I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening and outside. That I thought Kiana James has definitely grown as far as being very smooth in the ring. I like Kalani. I think Kalani is very athletic. I think she's very smooth. But Kiana has definitely improved from when we first saw her, wrestle. And so I do think, I do think that she's definitely somebody who became really smooth, and you could definitely see that in this match. I thought both of them looked really strong. With that being said, Kiana will set up Kalani for like her deal breaker move, but then the bell rang early, and Roxanne did it to kind of distract Kiana, and then this allowed Kalani to hit a side kick and a split leg moonsault to win and move to the finals of the Iron Survivor Challenge. Um, I was perfectly fine, obviously, with Kalani winning, just because one, why I do like Kiana James. We're not gonna act like Kiana wasn't the reason why Roxanne lost her match. She was, and so she was the reason she lost her match. And so I was okay with that happening because, like, I like you, Kiana, but that wasn't even necessary to involve yourself with Roxanne Perez. And so I was okay with that. But Kalani, being that she did lose this the matchup that Lola won, which I didn't think she. But again, a rant for another day. I was okay with this. I'm looking forward to see what she's doing, and I am truly hoping, like some of you guys in the comments, that Kalani will pull off the win. I don't see like I will really be like if they decide to do this to me twice. Now I'm gonna have to send Shawn Michaels a message because don't play with me, my guy. Don't do that. Don't do this to me two times. Okay, you can't be having her lose and then have her lose again. Like, y'all get this together. And so Sean better get it together and make sure the right person wins. But otherwise, I thought it was a good I thought it was a good solid match for what we got between both ladies. Obviously, there's still going to be this feud with Roxanne and Kiana, but also I'm looking forward to see what Kalani's going to do in this finals. And so, what are your thoughts in this matchup?
I really, really liked it. I thought that they would have really good chemistry because I think they both were really good in the ring. And I was clearly right. Like, they have really good chemistry. I would love to see them wrestle again, but like with more time because I think that was a really, really fun match, honestly. I was kind of happy with Kalani winning for many reasons because she was wronged. We know she was wronged. She should have won that match against Lola. I'm sorry. And also, Kiana was in last year's. Spread the wealth. Seriously. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about it later with another outcome that happened that I was not happy about, but I just want it to be people who haven't had a chance to get to, the top of the mountain, as they say. I would much rather see that in the match as opposed to people who have, already won. That's just me. So I'm happy for Kalani. I think she's great. Kiana, girl, you started it. You started it. You know you my girl, but you started it, so it's like you gotta eat it. Roxanne is not playing.
Yeah,
AJ's daughter is not playing. She's not playing. No.
I agree. Definitely on. She's a stand-on business, as they say. It was also announced after Roxanne pretty much like laughed about costing Kiana her title shot. Ava did announce there's little two last chance qualifiers for next week, which I'm like, I mean, I guess. And so this was one of it break, like a brawl breaking out between Kiana and Roxanne. Also, Alpha Academy will challenge Meta-Four to a six-person mixed tag match next week. And so that's pretty exciting. To see what we get out of that. I don't know how I feel about these last chance qualifiers because like who asked for that? I mean, I guess we didn't really ask for that, but whatever. And so that now leads us to our next Iron Survivor qualifier between Braun Breaker and Eddie Thrope. And so, So Eddie will come out with like bandaged ribs from last week after, and obviously because of that, Braun Breaker would go after his ribs every time. Every time he like did something. Um, I thought there was a really good story in the ring as far as they wrestled well. There was good chemistry between the two of them. But I'm not sure how I feel with how this played out. And my reasoning is really simple. Why are they playing around with my guy Eddie like this? Because why? Like, so him trying to fight through his rib injury, and I thought again they both was really very physical in regards to parts that looked really well put together, and it didn't look like these was like necessarily NXT people necessarily. Um, but him all of a sudden just pretty much faltering after Braun Breaker did a spear. I'm just like, but why are we really playing, you know, why do we have to do it to Eddie? Like, of all the people to do this to Eddie, has Eddie not suffered enough? Have he not suffered enough? Why is he losing? Has he not suffered enough? He's already gone in the wilderness and he was gone for a while, okay? He come back and now that's what we're doing. So he get rib issues and now he's losing. And so I guess Braun winning will make him, I guess, one of their favorites to win the tournament or the challenge, whatever. But I don't really think Braun needed to. Braun, like, what else do Braun need to do? Like, there was no need for him to win it. He's been champion a few times. He's had some amazing matches with both people on the main roster and people at NXT. So I really don't know why we got this, like, this how it played out. I'm not, again, I wasn't really particularly happy with it. But that is what we get. So Braun is the one moving, qualifying, for the Iron Survivor Challenge. But yeah, what were your thoughts on this matchup?
This is the sickest. It's I just never. I never. Braun has been to the top of the mountain twice. Why does he need to be in this match? Why is he in this match? I get it. You know what? I guess I have to get it because, Eddie's ribs are taped up. But I've been seeing people with a lot of taped up stuff and they still winning. They're still winning matches. Listen, you know what? I'm not going to, because I'm going to get upset again. I just think that it's a little ridiculous what's going on here with Eddie. He should be in the Iron Survivor match. They cannot give me a proper reason as to why I guess they want to have Braun on the card. That's the only thing I could possibly think that would possess them. Actually, no, I'm blaming Jerry the King Lawler because you made this match. Why didn't you pick somebody else? That's it. That's what I'm blaming. Yep. I'm very upset. I'm unhappy. Braun, I'm a Braun fan. Like, I'm barking, but this is not good. This is not the sauce. This is not bueno. I'm very upset. Again, we need to all have a meeting here about, are we going to take seriously when someone's taped up in a match? If they're going to win or lose and that, let's have a meeting, all of us, in a town hall and discuss. Because we could have used that logic about 2 weeks ago. Huh? We could have used that logic. I'm done.
No, you right. You definitely right. I don't know why this is what we got, honestly. Sean can still get a tweet. I need to let that be clear. He can truly still get a tweet because I was like, whoa, what is this? I didn't particularly like, not even right. I didn't particularly like, that that's what was going on. But here we are. This is what we got. With that being said, after that, we did have a little bit of a segment with Andre Chase finally addressing the investigation into Chase Shu. And so he pretty much said that he misused college funds because he has a gambling problem. And he did say that the accusations were true and he was going to get the college out of debt. Now, I do need to say, I just want to know, like, let's call the spade a spade here. We've seen the Cheshu school, right? And we've seen the amount of students supposedly in this school. What college funds do you have? What college funds is there to splurge on gambling? I just want to know. Because what exactly? How? I'm like, you guys have all these funds that nobody could have talked to, Thea when she was all sad and stuff. Nobody could have talked to Duke when he was doing the most. Where was these? students then. So you guys have this much money to gamble? Because if so, lend the sister some coins. I'm just saying. With that being said, I don't think all of the like, yeah, sure, he then took funds, but to say he was cheating, I don't know what. See, that was the thing I was a little bit confused by when I used the word specifically to cheating. What was he cheating on? If you're gambling, you can't really. I mean, if he didn't win, he clearly didn't cheat. He didn't win. If he then lost all the money gambling, well, clearly he wasn't cheating because he didn't win no money. He's trying to work it off. So clearly it wasn't like he cheated to get some money. And what is he cheating on exactly? And so I'm not really sure why that was what the word was used to about these accusations was the word cheating very specifically used. But whatever. With that being said, should he have used college funds? Ooh, it's kind of like you going to school. I mean, maybe not as bad, but like you think of all those like Harry Potter kids that went to school thinking they was gonna have a good year of success and learning, and then they found out, oh no, are using some shit again, and now whatever funds I used to pay for robes and wands and pets, my kids gonna come out with PTSD because every year they come here, some shit's going down. It's those vibes. And so while I do understand, you thinking your kids' money is going to this education at CSU, also, was it really that serious for the vibes that he was cheating that like even the students was like, well, man, I don't know. I don't know. I felt like that's a bit dramatic. Bit dramatic, personally. With that being said, do I think JC possibly leaked? Of course I do. Because I don't trust JC. I'm not you was able to turn on, Gigi. Is anybody else truly spared shenanigans? I don't think so, personally. But yes, what were your thoughts on that segment?
You just made that up. I just had to do that because you just made that up. This is ridiculous. We have been dealing with this for weeks, and it's just because he's mismanaging money. Everyone's mismanaging money. That's not a crime. I thought he was doing something way worse. They made it seem like it was way worse instead of just mismanaging money. You think I care? That's not my business. What he do with his money. And truth be told, all of them students is NIL. They are NIL picks. They are not students. No, I'm not accepting this. Andre is innocent. He didn't do it. And I think JC has something to do with it. I think she drugged him on some Triple H Stephanie type beat and made him gamble the money. That's what I'm saying. He is not guilty. I don't know what y'all talking about. He didn't do it. Where the money at? Duke, sell your little trophy. Help out.
I mean, you right. That's definitely right there. With regard to that. I don't think it was that serious. Not for all of that. I felt like they were doing the most. It's like, I mean, okay, if that's what's going on, you know. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. I guess where they're gonna go with this. Honestly, it's just like, okay, I guess. Um, he stole some money, or not stole, but I guess took money that he was supposed to use for whatever college education things are supposed to be happening. So we'll see what happens with that going forward. I don't think it was that big of a deal for what they were like going on and on about. No, I still think that was a bit much, personally. Um, but what else? What else? Um, with that being said, the next segment we had after that was my guy, Alan Dragonoff, goatee and turtlenecks. My guy, versus Nathan Frazier. And so apparently, there was some footage, which kind of, showed that Nathan and Al Dragunov was kind of arguing, in reaction to Baron Corbin's little interview last week, which I think, and because apparently Nathan Frazier had a lot to say, this in turn will make Alan Dragunov feel he would need to step in. And so he did. And so this is about a 5 minute match. This wasn't, but I felt like the crowd was really, really into this match. It was super fast paced, super physical. I thought there was a lot of chemistry between the two of them. I also do think, with that being said, that Nathan, I feel like we didn't get to really see how much he can do with this version of Alan Dragunov, because Alan Dragunov, I feel like it's on like a whole nother level of like how he's doing stuff that I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more, maybe of him really showcasing that against Alan Dragunov, you know, with him being this way. But either way, I still think this is a really, really, really good match. Alan Dragunov pretty much beat up Nathan and into the back, and he did a bunch of suplexes, which the crowd kind of chanted "Suplex City." But with that being said, Alan Dragunov would take this match and win and defeat Nathan Frazier. And obviously, will be no need for Nathan Frazier to win this when you're trying to sell this match between Alan Dragunov and Baron Corbin. It's supposed to be like, a big deal, I guess, with this NXT Tag Championship match. And then also, it seemed like Alan Dragunov was trying to like have his hand and shake his hand, but he got distracted by Baron Corbin on the Titantron, and so that's what happened with that. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
Wow. You know what, Roderick? I can't believe the turnaround. You're right. Andre is not guilty. You're absolutely right. The truth will come out. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate you. This match, short but sweet. Listen, Dragunov is literally allergic to bad matches. So it's not gonna happen. The match could be 1 minute, it's still gonna hit. Dragunov putting belts to, you understand? He ain't playing. Because Nathan, you thought you were funny. You thought you was talking on your breath, talking about, I didn't know you were hiding in the corner. Look at you scared. Speak your mind if you felt that way. You should have texted him, because I know you got his number. Text him if you felt that way. Because you sitting here in a room full of people talking bad about him. Oh, I agree with Baron. That's when you went wrong. First, agreeing with Baron. And then you see what happened. Watch yourself. Dragunov, oh my God, he had me scared. He was in a different mode. When he grabbed that man's face and said, look at me before I put you out. Wow. Listen, I'm speechless. I knew Dragunov was going to win. I didn't need anyone to tell me he was going to win. I knew he was going to win. That man was angry. Did you see how angry he was? He said, okay, since you want to talk, you think I'm a joke? Watch this. And watch he did. Nathan, watch yourself. That's a hard-hitting truth. Ain't it? Ain't that a hard-hitting truth, Nathan? Huh? I know you're going to have a lot to talk about next week. I hate that for you.
Yeah, I don't think he should have said anything, honestly. How are you going to agree with Baron Corbin? I just like, that's terrible business right there. You can be agreeing with Baron. Like, why? But here we are. I do think we'll probably get them again at some point, and we can get more time where they can really, really showcase. But for the time we got, it was pretty freaking solid, if you ask me. Which then leads us to our next matchup between Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace. And so Joe Gacy apparently will run off with the ring belt early into the match, which I really wasn't sure why. But, Carmen did try to show like some focus as far as dealing with Ariana, which before I say anything else, I don't know why Joe Gacy was underneath the ring to cut a promo. That was a really random spot to be. I was like, oh, I mean, okay, that's what you want to do, Joe Gacy. But he would run off with the bell pretty early in the match. Carmen would try to focus on Ariana with like her discipline, which is kind of shown there. But this was alright for what we got kind of match. It wasn't anything like over the top or spectacular, just because it it did. I felt like Joe Gacy kind of coming in and doing that, and then um he would both of them kind of hit their offense, but I felt like the pacing was a bit off to me, and I don't think they had much chemistry. When we finally got the match, I was like, I mean, okay, I don't know. I do think they work well separately. I just don't know how I felt. What how this would be, if we had more time or if the chemistry was a little better. I don't know. But with that being said, Ariana would poke Carmen and then do her forward fireman's carry slam. And Ariana would win this match after Gacy did come and kind of distracted a bit. He came back to ring the bell after that. And so I'm not sure where to go with Joe Gacy. I do think after all of that with Carmen and Ariana, it could have been a little bit different, a little bit better. But it was all right, I guess. And yes, her face was freaking amazing. Just her face, I felt like the face she made was literally the face I make when people say shenanigans online. Like when people tell me like certain people need to finish their story, and I'm like, what do you mean? And that's the expression on my face. Or when I go to a show and somebody clearly did not use bar soap or didn't use like some deodorant and it moisturized, and that is my face right there. That is my face right there. So I'm just saying, that's these vibes are the vibes felt that. But what what were your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I didn't feel like they had a lot of chemistry. I felt like Carmen clearly has a condo that Ariana owns in her head, because like she just came out of nowhere. Like, Ariana thinks all these things. She told you that? Because you just kind of came to that on your own. I don't know, girl. Maybe you're projecting. But anyways, Ariana won. Joe, what are you doing? Why are you under the ring? I feel like he's trying to find himself. Like, it's like he's trying to figure out where he lands. Like, I don't know what's going on, because he's under the ring and, Ava is just moving on with life. She's in the locker room, stopping Roxanne from putting belt to. Listen, Roxanne is not playing in that locker room. This is like the third beatdown she has given in that locker room. She is not playing. She said, you either gonna respect it or you getting beat up. I love that, because you know what? She's a petite girl, but she said, listen, it don't matter, because I jump. Don't play with her. Listen, Ariana, I feel like she's still kicking off that ring rust from her injury, so I'm gonna give her some grace. No pun intended. It was a little bit of a pun intended. I'm sorry, but yeah, not that much chemistry. Just gotta see where it goes from here. And Joe, I don't know what's going on with Joe. I don't know what is going on. I really, really don't. But honestly, the whole thing with Ariana in that face, she's just fantastic. Like, I can't think of something that would make me hate her. I really can't. I really cannot.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, your thoughts about Joe Gacy? I don't freaking know what he's doing. I'm like, my God, what's happening? But yes, Roxanne is standing on business. I know people are tired of saying that, but we're gonna let it be known. She is standing on business. She is not with the shenanigans, and I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm like, okay, let it be known. Ariana, let it be known. Uh, I just need to put this up because agreed. Thank you. Glad we're on the same page here. No, nobody's asking for this. Okay, nobody. That's all. Uh, agreed. Agreed. Um, this will then lead us to our next matchup, which was Lexis King versus Brooke Jensen with Josh and Fallon Henley. And so I just want to say that Lexus did try to stir the pot between Josh and Jensen. And I'm not sure why, but obviously he's just doing shenanigans because he keeps putting himself in situations. And so this wound up being the match. Him coming out the way he needs to be, I did say that. I was like, yes. That's what I was waiting for. patiently waiting. So him to come out, I was like, oh yes, about time, because you do too much talking and shenanigans instead of coming out the way you're supposed to come out. Because that's what I was waiting for. That's what all of us was waiting. The people was waiting for you to come out correctly. And so this is all right. I do feel like there's something. It's weird because I feel like the NXT involved him in a lot of stuff. It now has this stuff happening with Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. They did show NXT Anonymous, because NXT Anonymous pick and choose when they want to show some stuff. Did show him following Trick Williams before he got attacked. And, this was where after the footage, Carmelo and Trick was saying they were going to make Lexus pay for this. And so this match wasn't bad. I do think that this focused a lot more on Brooks because he felt like he got most of the action. And so this is unfortunately, unfortunate because Carmelo would come to, get some revenge. But Lexus will use it to hit his coronation and pretty much sneak a win. And so I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that's the ending personally. But here we are. I'm not sure how I feel about it being like that. I'm kind of in the middle about him being involved in so many things. He's involved in a lot. I do think he needs to have an actual feud to really put his mark as a heel in NXT. But that's who won that match. It was not bad necessarily, but it wasn't like great either. So what were your thoughts on this match?
I feel like Jensen was definitely given his all. He was not playing up in there with them boots. Okay, don't play with him in them boots. But Lexus, I'm glad that he won because it's team Lexus over here. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's team Lexus. I think he should have like a talk show. I think that he would be perfect to have a talk show, just being a little annoying, just like picking with people. I think he'd be really good with that. So I'm hoping that's something that comes later on because I think he'd be great for like having his own little talk show and just like riling people up. I think that they need that. They have the Meta-Four as well. Like they have their show and stuff, but I think they need that one little really, really annoying person. I feel like to fill that Grayson Waller void, like the Grayson Waller effect. Like we need one of those. Like I think they could come up with something for him, something revolving around kings and whatever. I still think, and I'm glad that I think Joseph said it. I think that Carmelo and Lexus are working together. I really do think that they jumped Trick. Like I know we saw Lexus in the back, but I feel like Carmelo was definitely around. He either told him to do it or they jumped him. One or the two. I don't know what it is, but that's just what I'm feeling. Like, and it's sad because I really do like Carmelo. Like, I don't think he did it. But it's not looking good and everything is seeming very sketchy right now, Carmelo. And I really think he low-key tried to help Lexus today. That's just me. Briggs, you need to drop them bar hoppers and get with Tiffany. And I said what I said.
I respect it. I respect what you said. But yeah, no, I don't know. I definitely kind of was like, I don't know, Carmelo. I don't know if this helps your case necessarily. But we'll see.
Who do you think's gonna be winning? I'm very undecided on this. I think for the girls, I definitely am 100% on Kalani, but for the men, I'm just not. I don't know. What do you think? Because I'm trying to answer this question for Sean. I just
man, I don't know. I feel like Braun is definitely one of the people because of him popping in. I feel like he's definitely one of them. As far as who else, I really don't know. Maybe Trick won his, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Trick if you want to cause more discord between him and Carmelo, because Carmelo with his they can cause more discord that way, and so it could very well be him maybe. So we'll see. But yeah, Kalani is the person I'm going with for the women's just because it better be her. God damn it. It better be her. I can't. No, it better be her. But yeah. Why are we gonna do this? like shenanigans every time. Every time, every time. Every time. We don't. We definitely don't. Definitely don't. Who's gonna be what? Me? Katrina? I just me. Goldberg? Huh. Okay. Must be the multiverse version of me. The multiverse version who clearly don't know any better. Because Katrina would never. But yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to like behave.
And why was he being weird?
Good question.
What is that about?
That's a good question. Honestly. Good question. Which then there was a segment backstage. Fallon did warn Lyra that she would win the last chance qualifier. Which I'm like, okay, if you wanna say all that, and supposedly win the Iron Star. I mean, I guess. And then Tatum Paxley seems to be there, kind of admiring Lyra as well. But yeah. So what were your thoughts on that segment?
I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm a little confused. I don't know where things are headed right now. I don't see Lyra losing that title for a very, very long time right now at this point, because it just doesn't seem like I see a formidable opponent to take it from her at this point. But I'm excited to see all the in-between feuds that she has and see where, this goes. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Oh, don't give me the line. I don't.
I thought that was Tatum Paxley. I thought it was Tatum.
It might be. Then that makes sense, considering she seems to be a fan now. So. But yes, this now leads us to our main event, which was Wes Lee versus Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes versus Bronson Reed. And so NXT did show a video package highlighting each wrestler's previous North American Championship reign, which I thought, was pretty good. Wes Lee will put over his, them, but said he would win this match. And Dominic Mysterio will get on and join commentary. And Johnny Gargano will come back to the welcome back chance. And, he was supposed to be the guy from NXT. And so that was pretty cool. And so Johnny did there was a moment that I did like where there was a Death Valley drive on Wes Lee, and I thought that was really good. And then they all tried to like powerbomb Bronson to take him out, which I also thought was really well. But this was such a fantastic match. I thought every person really did their thing in this. I felt like the crowd was really invested in this, and the crowd can be very fickle and can be very extra, and so I thought they were really, really, really into this. I thought this match really highlighted all of them separately. I think that with regards to Bronson, there was a moment with him and I think Ivar, is how you pronounce his name, Ivar or whatever, Ivar, where they were saying like too much meat, which I thought, which I do need to say that first of all, guys, there is never too much big meaty men, okay? Big meaty men is always in style. It's always every time. Okay, it's getting cold, guys. So when you're thinking about, it's getting a little nippy, ooh, it's freezing. What would you rather? Man with some meat. Just saying. You want some meaty men? That's what you want. So I was like, first of all, NXT audience, let's calm down. That's never too much. Never too much. But again, fantastic match. Fantastic match. I really, really, really enjoyed this with regards, with the different things that all of them, could do. And I thought, if anything, this made, if you wasn't like a fan of Cameron Grimes, made you appreciate him a little bit more. I feel like they should do more with him on SmackDown, personally. But with Ivar kind of like Bronson, because he did look very dominant, Cameron will catch Johnny Gargano with the cave in, but then Wes Lee will turn and catch Cameron Grimes with a cardiac kick to win this matchup, which will now make it so that he will take on Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship, as I figured he would in the first place. So what were your thoughts on this matchup?
This, like I said, when I saw it, I said, oh, we're getting fed. Listen, like I said on Twitter, they gave me weeks worth of food. This wasn't just a one night feed. This was like they were feeding. They were feeding homes. This match was so good. Cameron, for me, was the MVP, because anyone that agrees to use their head to low blow a man, you deserve to be the MVP of the match. I really do, like you said, I really hope that someone was paying attention, because they've really been playing with him on the main roster. I don't like that. I don't like it. Let this be what lets you know Cameron gets busy, and stop treating him crazy up on our main roster. Stop it. Same thing. I feel like they haven't really been playing too much with Bronson. I think Bronson's been getting treated pretty well. And you're right about the meat. Like, I wish I had some meat right now for this winter. Like, it's I know how the sentence sounded, but it's too late. I can't take it back. But it's cold. It's very cold in New York. So that's the best way I can explain it. Wes, we knew you was going to win. I'm very happy for you. That ending sequence was fantastic. You demon. Oh, everyone's amazing. There was listen, the meat wars are continuing. Ivar, Bronson, I support y'all. I support y'all in the meat wars. And whoever wins, I'm happy for. I'm not picking a winner. Whoever wins is shout out to you. Wes, I think he's winning. I really do think he's getting his title back, because I think that Dom needs to focus on jumping Damian on the main roster. They need to get that plan together, because he's getting on my nerves. Did you see him? Did you see him yesterday standing on the wall like this? I know you're all judging me because I lost. No one even was thinking about you, Leather Pants. No one. So, Dominic, you need to drop that title, get back to the main roster, so you, Finn, Rhea, and JD, when his neck heals, of course, can jump Damian and get him about the Judgment Day, because I'm sick of the dramatics. I really am. And you taking L's on top of that. You're not even getting wins. And you being like this. Dominic, we need you.
But I need to acknowledge some of your comments. One, being that I could use some meat right now. And to be fair, I didn't think anything until you said, like, the pants sounds wrong. And I'm like, like, that's kind of something wrong. Maybe a tad. I mean, but same, but also a tad.
Once it left my mouth, I was like, I have to commit. Like, I gotta finish the story regardless.
I didn't think it until you said that. I was like, you know what? I mean, it sounds a little bit, I don't know, I kind of a little bit, but also I understood. But also, I just, I appreciate the dedication of always telling Leather Pants how you feel. I just truly appreciate the dedication.
Somebody has to.
Because he definitely loves making it about him. First of all, I was already kind of about him, about what was R-Truth. First of all, you calm that down. You don't be disrespectful to R-Truth. Okay? I was like, oh no.
Exactly.
Because he's another return that happened. Another return. Okay, so wait, pause. First of all, everybody has to drink water. Water is necessary. Moisturize from the inside. Water is needed. Also, I like bread way too much to say no bread. I can never say that in no form ever. Like I like biscuits. I like cornbread. I like bread. Okay. With that being said, always time for the every time. Every time it's gonna hit every time. Um,
It's always time for the what?
for the meat. Woo! I was trying to not say it, but there you are. Um, just say it. I can never turn down bread. That's what's the line. But you know, I'm just saying. Every time, I would never be like, it's too much meat. Not me. Not me. Oh my god, I'm probably making it so much worse. Okay. So
Snap,
I'm
what's
gonna take
going on here?
Oh my god. Okay, listen, guys.
Double meat palace. What is going on here?
I am tired, and this is why we're getting this right now. My bad. I just realized I just made this all worse by continuing going.
Okay.
I kept going. But with that being said, the last thing of NXT was a brawl ending up in the notorious NXT parking lot between Roxanne and Kiana James, which the officials could not seem to break up, which is very, very odd to me because I'm like, first of all, the girl's not even that big for you to be struggling. Just not big enough to be struggling. Not big enough to be struggling at all. You could have broke it up, but whatever. But that is how we laughed in the comments, guys. It wasn't supposed to go that far. Okay, I was trying to end it every time. Okay, it just kept going, and I couldn't really I just couldn't stop myself. And now here we are, and so now I'm gonna be talking about stuff. That's gonna be the clip that's gonna make me rival too, right? That'll be my look. With that being said, that was the end of our NXT recap. Shay, tell the people where you can be found and what you got happening.
I can be found at Shay Sawyer was here on Instagram. The move is happening. You can find me at Shay Sawyer _ on Twitter, where I'm always I'm memeing half the time, so don't take me seriously. I have a new episode that just came out yesterday, the Big Pop Theory podcast. Every Monday we have a new episode. I mean, obviously, unless it's a holiday or something, But yes, and it was very fun. This, if you didn't listen to it, definitely it's on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple. So definitely listen to that. You'll find me back here Tuesday, not talking about meat, but I will be here talking about NXT. And 2 weeks from now, I will be doing collision shows with the bad guys. So that's something to look forward to as well. And yeah, I'm existing. I live. So there's that as well. What do you have going? Am I going? Is it the right way?
As for me, our WoW episode for the week, because again, a girlie was traveling. I was too tired to do any show yesterday, and so I will be doing the WoW show this week on Thursday with Steph. I see. Let me not. I was going to comment. I will. You can find me on social media account Recharge, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Twitter. Is a 3. I will be posting the pictures from Survivor Series. I took a lot of photos and video on a different phone, and I just haven't turned the phone on to take it off, and so I will. My most recent interview went live last week with Divya, a wrestler from India who did some. She trained pretty much at the great Kali's wrestling school in India, so she's really cool. And so check that out if you can. I do have some more content coming up in December, but that's basically what is happening. And obviously on Tuesdays here with BodySlamNet, talking NXT, and yes, we're gonna disregard all that other stuff we said about other stuff. okay, because it got real crazed, and I just really my mouth just kept going, and then it sounded really bad, and so yeah. Just saying. But with that being said, guys, as always, we love you guys and appreciate you guys for coming with us every week. I am so tired. But to be fair, I also had like Thanksgiving last week on my birthday, and so I had to cook din din for the children. And then, I was out like a couple of times because I was celebrating my birthday kind of separately. And then I also celebrated on Friday, which if you are on social media, I'll be posting this soon because it was a time. We had a time. We had a time. And so I will be posting all of that. But as always, guys, we truly, truly appreciate you guys. We did give these thoughts in the beginning, so
I'm happy.
We're basically we're happy he's back. If you want to get more in-depth thoughts, just go run it back to the beginning of the episode. But as always, guys, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys, and we will catch y'all next week.